everyone, and welcome back to Yoga with Brittany. My name is Brittany, and today we are doing a compass flow, which means we'll be working all the way around the mat, and we'll be working into compass pose, which works a lot into the back of the legs. With that being said, go ahead and grab a strap. If you do not have a strap, you can grab a leash or a long sleeve shirt. If you would prefer not to practice with a strap, that's perfectly fine too. I will be guiding you through both ways. Otherwise, when you're ready, we'll meet on your mat in a child's pose. So coming down onto your mat, go ahead and get into your child's pose. Reaching your arms long in front of you, rooting the sit bones back, and try to lengthen in the side body right away. Take just a few breaths here to settle in, tuning into the body, checking in with your breath, noticing where the breath is going when you breathe in, and how it feels when you breathe out. Maybe you notice the temperature of the breath or the pace without trying to change anything just yet. Finding stillness before we find movement and flow. Finding stillness in the mind so that way we can approach these bigger peak postures with a sense of calm, peace, clarity, ease. And then when you're ready, go ahead and peek up at your fingertips, tent onto both hands. Walk them a little bit further forward, lengthen a little more in the side body, and then walk them over to the left. Allow your forehead to rest once again, and if you have enough opening in the side body, go ahead and place the right hand on top of the left, breathing deeply now into the right side body. As if you could expand each rib a little bit more. Cinching that left side waist. And still rooting back into that right hip. Very nice. Look at your fingertips, walk them through center. Maybe you lengthen them one last time. And then this time take them over to the right. Left palm rests on the right hand. Breathing into the left side body, inflating the lung. And then walking back through center with the exhale. Very nice. When you're ready, let's roll forward to a cat pose. Setting up your table. Allow the back to come to a neutral position. Untuck the toes. Wrists are under elbows, under shoulders. And then on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the gaze. On the exhale, round through the spine, doming through the shoulders, head and neck are heavy. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. One last time, inhale, open up. And exhale, round. This is where I'll invite you to find any extra movements in this cow and cat. So if you want to roll it around back and forth, kind of like a wave, sometimes that feels really good. Sometimes it feels really good to kind of barrel roll the belly. So just take a few breaths with the eyes closed down to explore whatever feels good to you today. If you've taken barrel rolls, take them the other direction. Nice. And then we're going to come back to a neutral table. And then we're going to do what I call tail wags. I'm not sure if that's what they're called. But bring your left hip and your left shoulder a little bit closer together, really lengthening the right side body. And then switch it out. Take it to the left. And to the right. One more time to the left. To the right. Find neutral table. Tuck the toes. And then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Noticing how the legs feel today. Then maybe this is your first down dog like it is mine. Feeling a little tight today, but what is new? Kick your left leg high. Come on to the ball of the right foot, and then take I'm going to say your peace sign toes, so your big toe and your second toe, and place it on the back of your right heel, just to give yourself a little bit of added weight or pressure to push that right heel down. You'll feel an opening in the calf right away. And then come back onto the ball of the right foot and switch out the feet. Kick your right leg high this time. Peace sign toes to the back of that left foot and press the left heel down towards the mat, opening up the back of that left leg. Very nice. And return to your neutral down dog. Inhale, come high onto the balls of the feet. Left both heels drop to the right. Tent onto your left fingertips. Even if you bend deeply into the knees, I just want you to feel this opening in the left side body, working the hips towards that right heel, even if they get nowhere near. Come back to center. Heels are lifted. Flatten both palms, and then allow the heels to fall to the left. Come onto your right fingertips now, bending into the left knee, working the hips down towards that left heel. Big side body opening. And then come back to center. Inhale comes high onto the tippy toes. Look in between the hands and tippy toe now to the top of the mat. Try to keep the hips lifted. You will get to a point where you have to bend into the legs, and it's all good. Just feel the stretch in the back of the legs, nice. And then when you get there, take a quick little half lift. Find length in the spine, and then round and fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, hanging in this ragdoll. My spine is already starting to click and pop down there, which is always nice. A little decompression of the spine. Swaying side to side, lengthening in the side body. Very good. Release the grip. Keep your chin tucked in and roll up the spine. We'll meet in a Tadasana, palms facing forward. And get really strong in this mountain pose. So I like to have my feet about hips width distance. Spread the toes, root them into the mat. Lift the kneecaps just a tad, and then just a slight tuck of the pelvis. If you've noticed you're in a really deep sway back, just pull the pelvis in just a bit. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. And then lengthen through the back of the neck. Crown is reaching tall, mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, softly bend into the knees and sweep the arms high, extended mountain. And then grab a hold of your left wrist, step the feet together, press the hips over to the left and reach up and over to the right. We're really working into the side body and the legs today, so kind of a full body gig here. Keep pressing the hips to the left, reaching up and over to the right. Pull the left shoulder down the back. Maybe take your gaze towards the ceiling. And then come back up to center. Very nice. Reach up, lift out of the waist, grab a hold of the right wrist. Lift up, 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 and then over to the left. Pressing the hips now to the right. Like you're going up and over something. Pull the right shoulder down the back. And then bring it back to center. Nice. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, plant the hands, step your left foot back. Drop the left knee, untuck the toes. Setting up for Anjaneyasana, so if you need to wiggle that right foot forward, get really strong in the foundation, hug the front heel towards the left knee, squeezing the mat together, sweep the arms high. Very nice. Let the hips get really heavy here, reaching towards that right heel, melting the shoulders back. Maybe you take your gaze up, breathe in, and then exhale, find half split. Tugging the right toes towards the face. My hands are planted under my shoulders. This is where blocks could come in handy if you wanted to use them, but as I said, we're moving a little bit quicker here, so we won't be spending too much time. Inhale, come to your low lunge. You can keep your finger pads on the mat. Lift your gaze, lift your chin, and then exhale, half split. Do that again. Come forward, low lunge, lifting the gaze. Exhale, half split. Very nice. Take like a halfway lift here. Walk your hands forward and then take your left hand over the right leg. Coming into this side body stretch with a half split, maybe even walking that left fingertips out further than the right. Pull the right hip crease back in line with the left to square off the hips. Keep tugging toes towards the face. Very nice. And then walk the hands forward, bend into the knee. Tuck the left toes. Take your right leg back into this three-limbed table. Breathe in. And then lower the ball of the right foot, press back into the heel. If it's really tight in the calf, you can rock in and out. Otherwise, just stay pressing back. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then come back to your neutral table. Lift that right leg. Hip point is down. Pinky toe is dialing down. Now take your right foot all the way over to the left as far as it's going to go. And then plant the ball of the right foot. Press back into the right hip. Big side body stretch. Even bending into that left elbow. Breathe in. And breathe out. Very nice. Return back to your three-limb table. Just one inhale. And then exhale, tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Very nice. Full breath in. And let it go. Inhale comes high to the toes. Bend your knees. Look in between the hands. Walk or hop. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Sweep the arms high, extended mountain. This time, grab a hold of the left wrist. I want you to step your right foot behind the left leg so that your pinky toes come together. Lift up and out of the waist. Press the hips to the left, stretch up and over to the right. Whew. If this is a little tricky for your balance, you can widen the feet just a little bit. Deep stretch in that left side body, and then bring it up to center. Reach up and forward fold with the cross of the legs. Reaching your chest towards your toes. Halfway lift. Fold a little deeper. Draw the belly button in. Plant into the hands. Unwind the legs. Softly bend into the knees. Sweep the arms high, extended mountain. Very nice. This time stretch up and out of the waist, grabbing a hold of your right wrist. Step the left foot to the outside of the right foot. Pinky toes touch. Lift up and then over towards the right. Hips over to the, reach up and over to the left. Hips over to the right. Big side body stretch. Full breath in. And then bring it back up to center. Reach up and fold over crossed legs. Nice halfway lift. And fold. Take a halfway lift. Unwind the legs. Softly bend into the knees. Sweep the arms high. Extended mountain. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, setting up for your Anjaneyasana. So drawing that left heel towards the right hip, really actively squeezing the thighs together. Sweep the arms high, sink the hips forward, maybe even lifting the gaze if you feel confident in your balance today. Work the thumbs to the back of the room, and then find a half split. Tugging the left toes towards the face, draw the left hip crease back just a bit more, reach the chest forward and fold a little deeper. Very nice. Walk it forward to your low lunge. On my finger pads still, if you have blocks or your flat palms, whatever works for you, just find something that feels good. And then shift it back, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Shift it back, half split. Very nice. Walk the hands forward, and this time take your hands all the way to the left. Right fingertips reaching a little longer than the left. Feel the big side body stretch. Plug the left hip crease back in and fold. Nice. Walk the hands back to center, bending into the left knee, planting the palms. Left foot kicks back into your three-limb table. I have my right toes untucked, but if it helps with the balance to keep them tucked, by all means. And then start to lower the ball of the left foot, pressing back into the left heel, coming into that calf stretch. Staying still or finding a little bit of movement, opening the back of that left leg, very nice. Lifting from the inner thigh, level off the hips. Foot is flexed and toes are pointing down. Take it all the way over to the right. Plant the ball of the left foot. Press back into the left hip. Big side body stretch. Let this feel good. And then return to your three-limb table. Inhale. And then tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Very nice. Full breath in and clear it out. We're gonna build a little bit of heat now. So inhale comes high onto the toes, bend your knees. If you decide to hop, land as quietly as you can. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Nice, inhale, reach the arms high, pressing the hips forward. Exhale, lead with your chest, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back, drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, just one half split. Inhale, walks the hands forward, tuck the left toes, come up into lifting the left knee now. Spike into the points of contact, sweep the arms high, crescent lunge. Very nice, full breath in. And then arrowhead, sweep the arms behind you. Belly and chest are parallel now to your right thigh. Looking just beyond your toes or just beyond your mat, we're gonna come into an airplane. So lifting off into that left leg, lifting off into your right leg. Left leg lifts from the inner thigh, left foot is flexed, pinky toe dialed down. Bring your hands now to heart center. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, plant the hands, standing splits or standing L. If it looks more like an L, try to level off the hips. And then kick, kick, kick into that heel. Activate into that left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And then very gently let those left toes land. Crescent lunge. One inhale. And then open up, warrior two. So lining up your right heel with the inside of the left foot. Right toes pointing forward, left foot is parallel. Drop the hips, working the right knee open towards the right pinky toe, and then energetically pressing through each fingertip, pull the belly button and ribs in. Inhale to reach, reach, reach forward. Keep the legs like they are, flip the front palm. Take it up and back, reverse your warrior. Left arm is completely weightless, so whether it's down the leg or behind the back, we're really focusing on this side body stretch. So reach, 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 and then warrior two. Nice, inhale to reach, reach, reach forward. This time we're gonna straighten into that front leg, bump the hips to the back of the room, reach a little bit further forward and tilt. Take your hand down to the mat or to your block, find triangle pose. Stacking joints here, so wrists, elbows, and hands are in one line. Working your tailbone towards that left heel. Feel the deep opening in that front leg. Very nice, full breath in. Softly bend into the right knee, warrior two. Inhale. On the exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, planting into the palms. Right foot steps back. Inhale to shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga, so just lowering halfway. Inhale to your upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale comes high onto the toes, bending into the knees. Look in between the hands and land. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale to extended mountain. Reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Exhale, half split. Tug the toes towards the face. Very nice. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the right toes, pick up the right knee, grinding into your points of contact, scissoring those inner thighs together, sweep the arms high, crescent lunge, full breath in. On the exhale, arrowhead lunge, reaching your arms behind you, airplane style. Belly and chest are parallel to that left thigh, look just beyond the mat. As you shift your weight into the left leg and float that right foot up, airplane. Very nice, breathe in. Hands to heart center as you reach, reach, reach the chest down. Lifting that right leg now, coming into standing splits. Square off the hips. Take any adjustments you need, but activate into that right leg to lift it a little bit higher. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then very gently let it land. Crescent lunge, sweep the arms high. Full breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Very nice. Inhale to reach, reach, reach forward. Flip the front palm. Take it up and back to reverse. Think length in this left side body, cinching into the right side waist. Right arm is completely weightless, but don't lose the bend in the left knee. So get really strong in the legs. Warrior two. And then reach, reach, reach forward. Straighten into that front leg. triangle pose. Working the tailbone down towards that back heel. Opening through the chest, stacking joints, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Gaze can be up or down, it's up to you. And then softly bend into that left knee as you return to your warrior two. One inhale, cartwheel the hands down, left foot steps back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale comes high onto the toes, bending into the knees, look in between the hands, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale to extended mountain. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center just to gather yourself, gather your breath if you need to. Whew. Very nice. Softly bend into the knees. Inhale, sweeps the arms high, press the hips forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back. Right away coming into crescent lunge. Good. Take your arms out into a T. I want you to straighten into both legs now. Come onto the ball of the left foot and then begin to reach your heart over those right toes. It's going to get a little wobbly, a little shaky. If you need to widen your stance, widen your stance. Let's just see how far we can go, just using the strength of the legs and the core as we lowering our belly closer to that thigh. Hands can come down when they need to. Coming into this modified pyramid. It's modified because we have a ton of space by lifting that left foot. Blocks are also an option here if you need it. Otherwise, keep your hands under the shoulders, or maybe you walk them back towards that left heel, any amount. Left foot, I should say. I am tripping on my words today, and I apologize, but the yoga's still here, right? Just not my vocabulary. Folding over that right leg, I know it's talking to you. Walk the hands under the shoulders, bending into the right knee. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Return to your crescent lunge. Very nice. Full breath in. On the exhale, arrowhead lunge. Belly is parallel to the thigh. Look just beyond the foot or just beyond the toes. Lift off, airplane. Very nice. Bring your hands to heart center just for a beat. Lifting that left leg from the inner thigh. Release the hands. Lift, lift, lift. The left heel towards the ceiling. Activate into the left foot and then curl it in. Knee to nose. Can you dome through the shoulders? Really compress the left thigh towards the belly, towards the chest. Spike through that right big toe. Come to stork pose. Woo. Can you lift that left thigh into the chest even more without the hands? Very nice, very nice. Take your right hand to your hip. Left peace sign fingers to your left big toe. Really draw, almost like you're heading into like a happy baby. So my left knee is to the outside of my left arm. Just drawing it up and in for now. Stabilizing in my standing leg, my right leg. Lengthening in my spine, stay right here. Or begin to kick that left foot forward any amount. If you need to micro bend that left knee instead of hyperextending, take what feels good to you. And then can you twist from the shoulders and the belly and peel that right arm open behind you just for an inhale. And then exhale, let's switch out the grip, grabbing a hold of the left big toe with the right peace sign fingers now. Drag the left hand along the body and open up to the back of the room, coming into standing big toe pose with a twist. Yeah, I know. Breathe in. Can you bend now into that left leg? Sweep both arms high, coming into stork pose. Inhale, I know your right leg's talking to you. Sweep it back, crescent lunge, and then open up, star pose. Whew, never thought we were gonna make it. Take your hands into heart center, and then come into skater or skandasana towards your left heel. So take whatever time you need to get down here. I know my hips, like I said, are tight today, so I might take a couple extra moves. It's all good. Breathe in. And then very slowly, very gently, I just want you to lower your hips all the way to a seat. Keep the legs as they are. So your left knee is hugging into that left shoulder or that left armpit. Right toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Sit up nice and tall. Like this could be enough for you, and that's fine. If you want to take this a little bit deeper into the side body, take your right hand, grab a hold of your left ankle. Lift your left arm high. Breathe in. Find length. And then we're going to reach up and over towards those right toes. If you make a connection, pull the left shoulder down the back. Taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep working that left knee open. Think lengthen in the side body. This is a big, big, big stretch. So just play here. If it doesn't, look perfect, it's all good. It's not about what it looks like. It's about how it feels. Very softly coming back up. Reach both arms high. And then roll very gracefully back into your skater or skandasana. Walk the hands around to that left foot now. Plant into both palms. Left leg swings up and back. Three-legged down dog. Very nice. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. Lift, lift, lift. And then tiger curl. Left knee to nose. Squeeze it up and in. Plant the left foot in between the hands. Hug the inner thighs. Crescent lunge. Sweep both arms high. Very nice. Straighten into both legs. Tee out the arms. Inhale, reach your chest over your left toes and fold. Taking it nice and slow. Firing up the legs, firing up the core. When the hands need to come down, let them land. Stabilize yourself. Pull that left hip crease back. You can even take your hand to your low back to see if the hips are in line, because usually we're poking out to one side or the other. So hug those inner thighs, square off the low back. Pump the heart over the toes. See if you can fold a little deeper. Very nice. Take a halfway lift, bending into the left knee now. Plant the hands just like slightly in front of the shoulders. And then step your right foot up to meet the left. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Whew, very nice. Breathe in and breathe out. Coming back into stork pose, but this time we're going to be standing on your right leg. So pick your left leg up. Left thigh is parallel, left foot is flexed. Inhale, reach the arms high. Take a warrior three. So kicking that left foot behind you. Both arms reach out in front of you. If you prefer them at heart center, that's all good too. Reach it forward, get long. How slow, how controlled can you land those left toes? Whew. Crescent lunge, just one inhale, and then find warrior two. Begin to straighten into that front leg. Reach, reach, reach forward. Tilt and find your triangle pose. Left arm reaches high. Tail tucks down towards that left heel. One breath in. One breath out. Warrior two. And then skater or skandasana now towards the left heel. Right toes pop towards the ceiling, but we're going to hang out here for just a moment this time. See if we can work that left heel down if it's not all the way there. I want you to spend some time getting into it. And my skater is not very pretty, I must admit, so maybe just feel into your body rather than looking to me for an example. Trying to reach the chest up, hugging both sides of the pelvic floor together. Very nice. Plant into the palms and find the front edge of your mat. Once again, step the left foot back, rinse it all out. Chaturanga Dandasana. Whew. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Clear it out. Inhale comes high to the toes, bending into the knees, and travel quietly to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Gently press the hips forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hands. Right foot steps back this time. Strong in the legs. Sweep the arms high. Crescent lunge. Get strong in your foundation. Hugging those thighs towards each other. And then straighten into the front legs. Tee out the arms. Coming onto the ball of the right foot. Reaching the heart over the left toes. How slow can you fold? Hands can come down when they need to. You can always check on the hips, pulling that left hip crease back. Opening into the back of that left leg. Maybe even walking the hands back now towards the right foot. Fold nice and deep. Begin to softly bend into that left knee. Sweep the arms high. Come into your airplane for just a moment. And then begin to fold over that left leg any amount, coming into your standing splits. Lift, lift, lift. Lift the heel. Reach the toes towards the ceiling. And then curl it in, doming through the shoulders. Squeeze your right thigh into your chest. Spike into your left big toe. And come to stork. Woo. Big movement. See if you can lift that right thigh even more. How much can you hug that thigh into your chest without the hands? Take your left hand to your hip and your right peace sign fingers to your right big toe. Working into almost like a standing half happy baby, working the right knee out, and then find length in the back body. Stay here, or begin to kick that right heel forward, keeping the thigh bone plugged into the hip socket. Option 2, twist if you want to open up towards the left. Keeping my gaze forward to help with my balance today. And then switching your grip. If you need to bend into the knee to do that, that's all good. Find length in the spine. Square off the hips. And then twisting from the belly, twisting from the shoulders. Very nice. Open it up. I know that left leg's talking to you. Softly bend into your right knee. Return to stork. Sweep both arms high just for a moment. And then step it all the way back. We're going to open up into star pose. Bring your hands to heart center. And then swim it down into your skater or your skandasana. Very slowly, very gently lower the hips all the way down. You could stay right like this. Just keep hugging that right knee in towards that right armpit or shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. Take your left hand towards your right ankle, and then right arm reaches up and over towards those left toes. And you may notice one side is a little more open than the other. It's totally natural as we are not perfectly symmetrical. Take your gaze up. Lengthen in the side body. Can you work that right sit bone back onto the mat? Release the grip. Reach both arms high. And then rock it forward. Take whatever you need to come back into your skater or skandasana. Turn all your toes to the back edge of the mat. And then plant into the palms. Right leg lifts high. Three-legged dog, lifting from the inner thigh. Stretching into back of both legs. Lift, lift, lift. And then tiger curl, right knee to nose. Squeeze it up and in. And then step it through. Very nice. Grind into the points of contact to sweep the arms high, crescent lunge. Now begin to straighten into both legs. Tee out the arms. Come high onto the ball of the left foot as you slowly fold. Pyramid pose. My back heel is lifted to give me a little bit more space. If you have the openness to keep both feet flat, by all means. Hands can come down when they need to come down. Square off the hips. Get nice and deep into the back of the legs. Fold. Nice. Walk the hands forward, slightly in front of the shoulders. Pivot all the way into the right foot. Forward fold, back edge of the mat, halfway lift, and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Standing on your left leg now. Bring the right thigh into stork pose. Reach the arms high, and then swim it back. Warrior 3. Reaching both arms out long in front of you. And then very slowly, very gently, land the back toes. Open on up, crescent lunge, warrior 2. Begin to straighten into the front leg. Pump the hips to the back of the room as you reach, reach, reach forward. Drop the left hand, right arm reaches high, triangle pose. Very nice. Take up space with star pose, so reach up. Hands to heart center, and then swing the hips now towards the right heel, skater or skandasana. Focus on opening the inner left thigh into the left leg. Take the hands down to the mat if you need. And then walk the hands towards the front edge of the mat, framing the front foot, plant into the palms, step it back, chaturanga dandasana to downward facing dog. Nice. Come high onto the toes, bend into the knees, look in between the hands, and walk or hop your way through to a seat. And then from here, we're going to take like a wide-legged seat facing the long edge of your mat. So if you need to turn your mat or your camera or anything around for that matter, by all means. Take the toes and pull them back towards the back of the room, dialing the knees and the toes back. I just want you to walk the hands in between the legs, coming into just a fold for a moment. Keep working the knees towards the back of the room. I know it's opposites and it's a little tricky. I just want you to feel that stretch here. Walk the hands out a little bit further forward and then all the way over towards the right. If you can go beyond the right foot, go beyond the right foot. Big side body stretch. Come back through center, over to the left. Woo! Big side body stretch now on the right side. And then come on back to center. If you don't already have your strap, go ahead and grab your strap now and just create a small loop. So it's gonna look something like this. If it looks different, that's fine. If you just have a leash or a long sleeve shirt, you're just gonna sling it over the foot, so it's all good. Either way, tuck your right foot into the inner left thigh, sitting up nice and tall, and then go ahead and bend into that left leg. So you're just gonna kind of sit like this for a moment. Taking almost like a cow-like back, only to feel the length in the back body rather than rounding, because this is gonna be very natural. I want you to try to work into a straight spine. Have your strap handy. We don't need it just yet. I want you to pretend like you're gonna sling your left leg over your shoulder or to the outside of the left shoulder like it's like a bag. And then notice right away I'm starting to round. So just sit up nice and tall and you can stay right like this. At any time, if you feel like you're not open enough in the back of the legs yet, grab a hold of this left leg and just straighten and bend a couple times to work into that left leg a little bit more. If you're using your strap, this is where you're gonna go ahead and hook the strap over the foot, coming into like the middle of the foot. You don't have to tighten it very tight. It's kind of not the point of this. Take the long strap, out of your way. Grab a hold of the free strap. And then from here, sitting up nice and tall still, you're gonna begin to kick into this left leg. Left arm is still to the inside of the left leg, and it's gonna come down to the side for stability. So you can see the further away I have my hand from the strap, the less this is gonna open into the side body. It's really just working into the inside and the back of this left leg. If you wanna get a little bit more into the side body and you're still working into the strap, just walk your hand closer to the rings or to the foot. I'm gonna release the strap and try to demo this without the strap. Sitting up nice and tall. My left hand coming down for stability here. I've got my finger pads. I'm gonna reach around my left foot with my right hand and kick into this heel any amount. Yeah, and you can see I'm working my left sit bone back towards the mat, and then maybe you take your gaze up or down. The side feels a little tight on me today, so just take it for what it is. Find some play. Yeah, hold it for a couple breaths if you'd like, or if you are ready to get out of it, let's go ahead and release that. Take your hands behind you. Take your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance and just windshield wiper. We're gonna take some really good folds when we're done with this, but just to kind of release that side, windshield wiper the legs. Nice, and then coming back into that wide-legged seated straddle. Reach up nice and tall, work the toes to the back of the room, find length, 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 fold. Any amount. Look at your fingertips, walk them over to the right. Maybe even beyond the right. And then take it back through center and over to the left. Nice, come on back to center. Work your way up to a seat. Left foot now comes into the inner right thigh. And then grab a hold of your strap if you need it. Take it to the other side. Get it all situated. And then bring that right knee up and in. Finding length, so if you need to take a few seated cows and cats here to feel the length in the back body. And then take that right knee like you're gonna put on over the shoulder or to the outside of the shoulder. Again, stay here and just kind of work on your length, or Begin to straighten and bend into that right leg if you feel like you need a little bit more opening. Either way, slip the ring over the right foot if you're using your strap, and then take that right arm out to the side and begin to kick into that right leg. One side's probably going to feel a little bit different than the other. I'm going to release my strap, see what we're working with today with this right leg. Sitting up nice and tall, planting the right hand. There we go. Squeeze it up and in, using the quads and the strength of the right leg to kick. All that opening in the left side body to open up. And then when you're ready, softly bending into the knee, planting the foot. Bring the hands behind you. Feet wider than hips width distance, and just windshield wiper it out. Whew. Very nice. Get the strap out of the way. And in no fancy way, just find the back edge of your mat. Take your knees about wider than hips width distance. Set your hips back. And find a child's pose, extended child's pose with your arms out in front of you. Melting your heart towards the mat. And then when you're ready, roll it forward to a tabletop. Open up to cow. Exhale, cat, just resetting the spine. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cat. Nice cross at the ankles. Roll over the feet, sit back into a comfortable seat, and then take your legs out long in front of you. Reach the arms high, pull the belly button and ribs in. Reach your chest towards your toes and fold. I want this one to be a little more restorative, so rather than like forcing yourself into this really straight forward fold, just kind of round and mount. Nice, roll it up the spine. Once again, planting the palms, fingertips towards the heels, bending into the knees. Take your heels toward, oh my goodness, take your glutes towards your heels. Press into the palms and the heels. Find a reverse table, just strengthen the back line of the body. Maybe you take your gaze back, breathe in, breathe out, lift, lift, lift. And then lower the hips between the hands, cross at the feet, coming into an easy seat. You can take little cows and cats here, and especially since we opened up into the side body, it might feel pretty good to kind of roll out the spine, take what you need. If you would rather take a more traditional Shavasana, go ahead and make your way onto your back. Otherwise, thanks for sticking with me in my horrible vocabulary skills today. It was my honor to practice with you as always. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.